fruit feels like the ultimate health food. It's sweet, it's natural, it's packed with vitamins, and it comes wrapped in bright colors and good feelings. So here's a tempting thought. What if you ate nothing but fruit? Not as a snack, not as dessert, but as your entire diet, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, every day for a full month. Bananas, mangoes, apples, oranges, grapes, melons, berries, dates, as much as you want. It sounds like a cleanse, a reset, the purest possible way to eat. There's even a name for people who eat this way: frugivores or fruitarians. But here's the catch your body is about to teach you. Fruit may be one of nature's most perfect foods, and yet a diet of pure fruit pulls your body in some surprising and even alarming directions. Some of what happens is genuinely good. Some of it is a warning. So let's run the experiment. This is what happens to your body if you eat only fruit for 30 days. And the changes start within hours of your very first all-fruit day, driven by one powerful ingredient. Let's begin with that ingredient, because it's the key to this entire story: sugar. Fruit is sweet because it's full of natural sugars, mainly fructose and glucose. Now, fruit sugar comes beautifully packaged, wrapped in fiber, water, vitamins, and antioxidants, which is exactly what makes whole fruit so different from a candy bar. The fiber slows down how fast that sugar hits your bloodstream. But when fruit becomes your only food, the sheer quantity of sugar you're taking in climbs dramatically. To get enough calories to function, you'd need to eat a large volume of fruit, and that means a very large amount of sugar flowing into your body all day long. So from day one, your body is handling a steady, heavy stream of sugar. For most of the day, your blood sugar is rising and falling like waves as you eat meal after fruit meal. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin again and again to manage all that incoming sugar. In the very short term, you might feel great, energized, even a little buzzy, riding the quick fuel of all that fructose. But this sugar load is the central tension of the whole month, and its consequences build quietly beneath the good feelings. Because alongside all that sugar, there's a second defining feature of this diet that hits you fast. Within the first few days, that second feature makes itself known unmistakably: fiber, and a whole lot of it. Fruit is loaded with fiber, and eating nothing but fruit means an enormous fiber intake. In the short term, this very often means a dramatic change in your digestion. Many people attempting a fruit diet experience significant bloating, gas, and frequent loose bowel movements, sometimes diarrhea, especially in the first week. Your digestive system is suddenly processing huge volumes of fruit fiber and fruit sugars, and not all of that sugar is fully absorbed in your small intestine. Some travels onward to your colon, where bacteria ferment it, producing gas and drawing water into your bowel. The result can be a turbulent, unpredictable gut. Now, there's a flip side that many fruitarians celebrate. All that fiber and water means you almost certainly won't be constipated, and many people feel a sense of lightness. But the early days are often a digestive roller coaster, as your body scrambles to adapt. And while your gut is adjusting, a quieter and more important problem is taking shape, one rooted not in what fruit contains, but in what it's missing. By the end of the first week, your body begins to register what's absent, and this is where the fruit diet reveals its deepest flaw. Fruit, for all its virtues, is missing or critically low in several things your body needs to function. The biggest is protein. Fruit contains very little protein, and protein is essential. It's the raw material for your muscles, your enzymes, your hormones, and your immune system. On a pure fruit diet, you'd be getting only a tiny fraction of the protein your body requires. The second major gap is fat. Most fruits contain almost no fat, yet dietary fat is essential for absorbing certain vitamins, building cell membranes, and supporting your brain and hormones. With almost no protein and almost no fat coming in, your body is running on an extremely unbalanced fuel mix, nearly all sugar. In response to the protein shortage in particular, your body faces the same hard choice we see in other extreme diets. To get the amino acids it can't do without, it may begin breaking down your own muscle tissue. So over the weeks, despite all that eating, you could actually be losing muscle. The losses don't stop at protein and fat, either, because several key micronutrients are scarce in fruit, too. Let's look at those micronutrient gaps in the middle of the experiment, because they matter more than people expect. A fruit-only diet tends to fall short in several critical nutrients. Vitamin B12, vital for your nerves and blood, is essentially absent from fruit. It comes from animal foods. Iron is present in some fruits, but in a form your body absorbs poorly, putting you at risk of the fatigue and weakness of low iron over time. Calcium, needed for your bones and far more, is low in most fruit, as is vitamin D. Certain essential fatty acids, the kind that support your brain and reduce inflammation, are nearly absent. Over a single month, you might not develop a full-blown deficiency in all of these, but you'd be steadily drawing down your body's reserves, and some effects could start to show: fatigue, weakness, perhaps changes in your skin, hair, or nails, a feeling of being run down. The longer such a diet continued, the more serious these deficiencies would become, which is why long-term fruitarianism is considered genuinely risky by nutrition experts. Your body can coast on its reserves for a while, but it's running a slow deficit on the raw materials of life. And as that deficit grows, it collides with the sugar problem we started with, creating a double bind. Now let's return to that heavy sugar load, because by the second and third week, its effects deserve a closer look. Here's an important piece of fairness. In many people, especially those who are healthy and active, eating whole fruit, even a lot of it, doesn't cause the kind of blood sugar disaster you might fear, because the fiber and water in whole fruit blunt the impact, and physical activity burns through the sugar. Some people on fruit diets actually see certain health markers improve at first, simply from cutting out processed food, salt, and unhealthy fats. But the concern grows with the sheer extremity. Taking in very large amounts of sugar, day after day, month after month, asks a lot of your insulin system. For someone with any tendency toward blood sugar problems, this constant flood could be a real strain over time. And there's the specific matter of fructose. Large amounts of fructose are processed mainly by your liver, and consistently overloading the liver with fructose is associated, over the long term, with effects like fat building up in the liver. A month of moderate fruit eating is unlikely to cause lasting harm in a healthy person, but the trend that a pure fruit lifestyle represents, enormous sugar, especially fructose, with little else, is one that researchers watch with real caution. Your body is being asked to handle an extreme it was never meant to sustain. Let's talk about your energy and your weight through this period, because they tell a revealing story. In terms of weight, most people lose weight on a fruit diet, often quite a bit. The reasons are simple. Fruit is mostly water and fiber, and relatively low in calories for its volume, so it's genuinely hard to eat enough fruit to meet your full calorie needs. You feel full from all the bulk long before you've eaten enough energy, much like the paradox of trying to live on vegetables. So you likely end up in a calorie deficit, and the weight comes off. But the quality of that weight loss is the problem. Without enough protein, a worrying share of it can be muscle rather than just fat. As for energy, it's often a tale of two halves. Early on, the rush of natural sugar can make you feel energetic and light. But as the weeks pass and the calorie deficit, protein shortage, and nutrient gaps accumulate, many people report growing fatigue, weakness, difficulty concentrating, and feeling cold. Classic signs of a body running low on fuel and building blocks. The initial fruity high gives way to a deeper tiredness. Your body is telling you, clearly, that sweetness alone is not enough to run a human being. There's another effect worth examining closely, and it's one that surprises people. Your teeth. A pure fruit diet is a significant challenge for your dental health. Fruit is not only sugary but often acidic. Think of citrus fruits, but many others too. You'd be bathing your teeth in natural sugars and acids all day long, meal after meal, snack after snack. Sugar feeds the bacteria that produce enamel-eroding acids, and the fruit's own acids add to the assault. Dentists frequently note that people on heavy fruit diets can experience increased tooth sensitivity, enamel erosion, and a higher risk of cavities over time. It's a vivid reminder that natural does not automatically mean harmless. For every part of you, your tooth enamel doesn't care whether the sugar and acid came from a soda or from an apple. So, while your gut might be enjoying all that fiber, your teeth could be quietly paying a price. It's one more example of the central theme of this whole experiment. Fruit is wonderful in its place, but as a total diet, it pushes parts of your body into stress they wouldn't otherwise face. So as the month comes to a close, let's weigh the whole picture honestly, because a fruit diet is neither the miracle cleanse some claim nor pure poison. On the positive side, you'd likely lose weight. You'd be flooded with vitamin C, potassium, antioxidants, and beneficial plant compounds. You'd almost certainly cut out processed junk, and your fiber intake would be excellent, often improving certain aspects of digestion and possibly some heart health markers in the short term. For a short period, a healthy person might feel cleansed and light. But on the negative side, the costs are serious and grow with time. A heavy, relentless sugar and fructose load, a severe shortage of protein and healthy fat, gaps in critical nutrients like B12, iron, calcium, and vitamin D, likely muscle loss alongside fat loss, energy crashes as the weeks wear on, digestive turbulence, and a real threat to your dental health. The honest verdict is that fruit is a fantastic part of a balanced diet, but a diet of fruit alone is dangerously incomplete. It gives your body a flood of some good things, while starving it of others it cannot live without. A month might be survivable for a healthy person, but it would leave your body strained and depleted, not reborn. And that exposes the deeper truth this experiment is really about, the danger of the word only. Eating only fruit, only meat, only one kind of food, no matter how healthy that food is on its own, tends to push your body toward imbalance, because no single food contains everything a human needs. Which raises a compelling comparison. We've now seen what happens when your diet is pure sugar-rich fruit. So what happens if you swing to the exact opposite extreme and cut sugar out entirely, eating nothing sweet at all for a month? The way your body, your brain, and your cravings respond to the complete removal of sugar is a surprising story in its own right. And it's the one waiting for you in the video on screen right now.